My friend, today I want to speak to your heart, not to your status, not to your past, not to the pain you've been through. I want to speak directly to the deepest longing in your spirit, the desire to be loved, chosen, and cherished. There is someone somewhere, kneeling before the Lord, whispering your name. You may not see them yet, but the heavens have heard them. And I believe with all my soul, angels have taken notice. God is not silent when it comes to love. The same God who formed Eve from Adam's side is still writing stories of covenant love today. But here's the part many overlook. Before the meeting, before the marriage, there is prayer. There is a seeking of heaven's favor. There is someone asking God, is this the one I was made for? Is this the person you've set apart for me? Love that begins with God never begins in a hurry. It begins in prayer. It starts in a quiet moment when someone bows their head and says, Lord, if it be your will, show me who you've chosen for me. That is not the voice of a desperate person. It is the voice of a surrendered one. And there is a difference. Desperation drives people to chase what looks good, but surrender leads them to seek what is truly from God. The world teaches us to pursue, to impress, to perform, to market ourselves. But heaven operates differently. Heaven honors humility, patience, and reverence. When a man or woman truly wants to marry according to God's design, they don't start by searching, they start by surrendering. They don't run to the crowd, they run to the cross. There is someone out there who has heard from heaven, not because they're perfect, not because they've figured everything out, but because they know they can't do it without God's blessing. They've seen what happens when relationships are built without prayer. They've tasted the bitterness of disappointment, confusion, and pain, and now they are on their knees, not asking God for just anyone, but for the one who matches their assignment, the one whose spirit aligns with their purpose, the one they can walk with, build with, and grow with. And as they pray, they are not asking for a flawless person. They are asking for a holy union. That kind of love can't be found on a dating profile or a passing glance. That kind of love is revealed by the Spirit. That kind of love is heaven sent, not self-made. You see, when someone is praying about you, they are not trying to take control. They are giving God control. That's powerful, because it means they trust the Lord enough to wait for His timing. It means they are not trying to manipulate outcomes, force conversations, or chase feelings. Instead, they are saying, Lord, if this is the one you have for me, speak, confirm, prepare me for them, and prepare them for me. And that prayer carries weight in heaven. It gets the attention of the angels, because God always honors a heart that honors Him first. There is nothing more sacred than being sought after in prayer. The world chases beauty, status, and fame. But a person who seeks God's blessing is after something much deeper. They're not impressed by the surface, they're drawn by the Spirit. They're not just asking, do I like them? They're asking, can I serve you, God, with them? That question changes everything, because now it's not about ego, it's about eternal purpose. When someone goes to God before coming to you, it means they see you as more than a choice. They see you as a calling. They are not moved by lust or loneliness. They are moved by conviction. That's the kind of person who will honor you in private and in public. That's the kind of person who won't leave when it's hard, won't cheat when it's tempting, won't give up when it's inconvenient. That's the kind of person who will wash you in the Word, lift you in prayer, and walk with you through every season, not because they have to, but because God told them to. Prayer is the foundation that cannot be shaken. Relationships built on emotions will rise and fall like the tide. But relationships born in prayer are rooted in obedience. And obedience unlocks blessing. If someone is seeking God's blessing to marry you, it means they are not playing with your future. It means they have asked God to write the story instead of writing it themselves. They have stepped out of the way and said, God, your will, not mine. And that surrender invites heaven to get involved. This is where many get it wrong. They think marriage begins when two people meet, but in truth, marriage begins when one heart says yes to God, even before it sees the person. That yes is sacred. That yes is powerful. That yes makes room for God to move. And when God moves, He does not bring confusion. He brings confirmation. He does not bring distraction. He brings direction. He does not bring fear. He brings peace. So if someone is seeking God's blessing to marry you, know this: it didn't start with attraction. It started with intercession. It didn't start with pressure. It started with prayer. And because it started in prayer, it can be trusted. You may have felt overlooked, passed by, or forgotten, but heaven has never taken its eyes off you. There are moments in life when silence feels louder than words, when waiting becomes weary, and when unanswered prayers seem to echo back with no reply. But just because you don't see movement doesn't mean God is not working. The truth is, heaven often moves in secret before it manifests in the open. And while your heart may be asking if anyone sees you, if anyone truly desires you, God has already heard your name spoken in a sacred place, spoken by someone who is seeking His guidance, someone whose heart is aligned with His voice. That name is yours. When God begins to align a divine union, He does not start with introductions. He starts with intercession. He does not begin by putting two people in the same room. He begins by placing them on each other's hearts. And there, in the stillness of prayer, your name is mentioned, not as a fantasy, but as a future. Someone is praying for you, and heaven is listening. Not because you are needy, not because you are desperate, but because you are part of a divine design. There is a plan unfolding, and you are at the center of it, not as a backup option, but as a promise waiting to be fulfilled. Angels are not passive observers of our lives. They are messengers, warriors, and ministers sent by God to carry out His assignments. If angels are moving, it means God has spoken. If someone has been led to pray for you, to seek God's face concerning a relationship with you, it is because heaven has already initiated the conversation. The divine realm is not random. It is intentional, and its timing is perfect. When your name is carried to the throne of grace, it is not a light thing. It is a heavenly transaction. It is a signal that purpose is calling and that something sacred is being prepared. God has a way of working behind the curtain while we are still learning to trust in the dark. He sees the tears you've cried, the prayers you've whispered, and the heartbreak you've endured. And He's not punishing you by making you wait. He's protecting you. He's not ignoring you. He's preparing you. Just because you haven't been pursued doesn't mean you're unwanted. Just because you haven't been seen doesn't mean you're invisible. Heaven knows exactly where you are, and God is never late. There is someone who sees beyond the outward, someone whose spirit is stirred when they think of you. They may not know your face, but they know your worth. They may not have your name yet, but your character is being revealed to them through their time with God. And the more they pray, the clearer their vision becomes. They are not praying to fall in love with a picture. They are praying to recognize the one God has appointed. And in that sacred space of prayer, your name becomes more than a hope. It becomes a confirmation. The world celebrates being noticed by crowds, by followers, by fans, but heaven celebrates being known by the Father. While others are trying to go viral, you are going deeper in the secret place. While others are settling for what's available, you are being saved for what is holy. You are not everyone's choice, because you are God's choice. He has reserved you for someone who sees you not just through human eyes, but through spiritual eyes. Someone who will not just love your body, but will honor your calling. Someone who will not just say sweet words, but will speak life into your destiny. You are not forgotten. You are being remembered in the highest courts of heaven. Your name is not lost in the crowd. It is written in the Lamb's book of life, and it is being echoed in the prayers of someone who is drawing near to God. Their prayers are becoming a fragrance before the throne, and the angels are responding, not because you demanded it, but because God declared it. And when heaven moves, the earth has to follow. Timing will align, paths will cross, hearts will recognize, and the story God has been writing in silence will be shouted in celebration. You are not waiting in vain. Heaven is involved. Angels are on assignment. And your name is already in the conversation. Before God ever hands you the promise, He will always shape you to carry the weight of it. Blessings come with responsibility, and marriage is not simply about receiving someone who loves you. It's about being molded into someone who can love sacrificially, consistently, and with wisdom. The waiting season is never wasted. It is the workshop of heaven. God uses it not to tease you, but to train you. Many people pray for a kingdom marriage, but few are prepared for the refining it requires. God is not just writing a love story. He is forming two vessels that can hold that love without leaking under pressure. There are things within you that God wants to strengthen before the person arrives. Not because you are not worthy now, but because He loves you too much to give you a gift you're not ready to steward. It is a dangerous thing to receive too early what you have not been prepared to carry. And so God, in His mercy, builds you in private. He calls you into deeper prayer, purifies your motives, reshapes your character, and tests your obedience. He teaches you to love when it's hard, to forgive when it's not deserved, to trust when there is no clarity. He's not punishing you. He's preparing you to love like Christ loves the church. That kind of preparation is not always exciting. It's not always glamorous. It doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like long nights of wrestling with insecurity. Sometimes it feels like going unnoticed while everyone else gets chosen. Sometimes it means releasing old habits, old relationships, old dreams that don't align with His will. But in all of that surrender, God is doing something sacred. He is chiseling away the parts of you that would sabotage the blessing. He is carving out patience, gentleness, humility, and endurance. Because marriage is not just about passion, it's about partnership. It's not about having butterflies. It's about having a backbone of faith when storms come. God is not in a rush, and He doesn't want you to be either. The same way a good builder doesn't place a roof until the foundation is secure, God won't add a spouse to your life until He knows your roots can hold the weight. And while you wait, He doesn't just want you to sit still. He wants you to grow, to serve, to become. He wants you to be found walking in purpose, not sitting in idleness. The right person will not be the reward for your inactivity. They will recognize you in the field of your assignment. That's what happened with Ruth. She wasn't chasing Boaz, she was serving in the field. And because she was faithful there, favor found her. It's easy to want the wedding without the wilderness. It's easy to want the romance without the refinement. But real love is not shaped in the spotlight. It's shaped in secret. God is preparing your heart to not only receive love, but to give it back in a way that reflects Christ. He's teaching you that love is not selfish. It's not boastful. It doesn't give up when it's hard. Love prays. Love sacrifices. Love endures. You don't learn that in a moment. You learn that in seasons. And each season God allows you to walk through is giving you the spiritual muscle to carry something holy. Sometimes what feels like delay is actually God's mercy. He knows the timing that will protect you and prosper you. He sees the whole picture while we only see a piece. He knows when your heart is ready. He knows when your healing is complete. He knows when the person he's preparing for you is finally aligned. He will not bring you together until the connection can be fruitful, not just emotional. And while you may be asking God when, he is gently whispering back, "Child, let me finish my work in you." So do not despise the preparation. Do not rush what God is refining. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are in the hands of the master potter, and what he forms, he fills. What he prepares, he blesses. And when the appointed time comes, you won't have to force anything. The one God sends will recognize the work he has done in you, and you will recognize the work he has done in them. And the love you build together will not be shallow. It will be rooted. It will be tested. It will be true, because it was shaped in the secret place long before it was ever revealed in public. There are moments in life when you look around and wonder why no one seems to notice you. You begin to question your worth, your timing, your desirability. In a world that celebrates visibility, silence can feel like rejection. But when God hides you, it is never to harm you, it is always to protect you. You are not invisible, you are intentionally hidden by the hand of a loving Father. You are not being ignored, you are being preserved. When God is preparing something sacred, he conceals it until the right time. He does not place his treasure on display for just anyone to stumble upon. He guards what is precious, and that includes you. Being hidden is one of the highest forms of God's care. He knows the dangers that come with exposure too early. If you were revealed before you were ready, or before the right person was ready, it could lead to confusion, distraction, or even harm. But when you are hidden, you are being kept safe from people who would mishandle your heart, misuse your time, or misunderstand your purpose. You may be longing for love, for companionship, for someone to notice your worth, but God sees the end from the beginning. He knows who needs to find you and when, and he is not allowing just anyone to reach you. The person God has for you is not someone who is looking through the eyes of the flesh. They are someone who will see you by the Spirit. They are not impressed by popularity, status, or image. They are drawn to presence, to calling, to alignment with God's will. That person is not browsing. They are seeking. They are not looking for someone to fill a void. They are looking for someone who will walk beside them in purpose. And because they are not moved by the noise of the world, they must first be led by God to recognize what he has concealed. And until then, you remain hidden, not from love, but for it. God's hiding place is a place of preparation. It is in the hidden seasons that he builds your roots. It is in the quiet moments that he matures your character. You are being shaped, refined, and molded into someone who can handle covenant love. Because the love God is preparing you for is not based on feelings. It's based on faith. It will require endurance, patience, forgiveness, and spiritual strength. And you do not develop those things in the spotlight. You grow them in the secret place. When God hides you, he's not withholding something from you. He's cultivating something within you. In this season of being hidden, God is drawing you closer to himself. He is teaching you that your identity does not come from being chosen by people, but from being called by him. He is training your ears to hear his voice above the opinions of others. He is strengthening your spirit so that when the right person does arrive, you won't lose yourself in them. Instead, you'll stand beside them as a whole, healed, and holy person. You won't need them to complete you. You'll be ready to complement them. Because the hiding didn't damage you, it developed you. Often, people who are hidden by God feel overlooked, but they are actually being reserved. You are not on the shelf. You are on assignment. Your purpose has not been paused. It is being prepared to align with someone else's assignment. And when the timing is right, God will bring the two together in such a way that it will be undeniable. There will be no striving, no chasing, no confusion, just clarity, just confirmation, just peace. But until then, remain faithful where you are. Keep serving, keep growing, keep obeying, because your hidden season is sacred. The person God is preparing for you will not have to search in the flesh. They will be led by the Spirit. And that is why you don't need to manipulate, force, or expose yourself to the wrong people. The right one will find you in the field of your purpose, just like Boaz found Ruth. Not because she posted a perfect picture, but because she was walking in obedience. Not because she made herself seen, but because God revealed her at the right time. Trust that same God to do the same for you. He knows your heart, He knows your name, and He knows when the right person is ready to see what He has hidden. So stay covered in His presence. Stay faithful to your process.